I gotta do my vocal warm-ups first.
Me, 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 me.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Daniel y este miércoles ahí es... Y... Are you gonna keep the lights off
Yep.
the entire time? Alright. Is this what the internet sees at like 2 a.m.? Just the reflection off your glasses and you're like...
Yep, this is what they see.
Single drop of sweat dropping down your face.
See, I'm lit up.
Oh, there we
It's my
go.
laptop.
Now we can see your... Yeah, now we can see your
course.
beautiful face. Cool. Anyway, people who have made it 58 seconds into this video, I apologize beforehand and afterhand. Welcome to the channel, Reese Football. I'm not a Reese. He's not a Reese. But yet, we're doing this video for free. I don't know why. Why did we agree to this?
I don't know. We've been friends with him for a while. What I will say is anything stated in this video is an extension of Matt. We are his...
No, you guys think that
mules.
we're... Yeah, no, you think we're being candid and this is like impromptu stuff? Heck no. We're reading a script. I have my iPad right here in front of me and I'm reading a script.
Correct.
So...
And I think we...
all your concerns, talk to Matt. All your concerns and offenses, we'll drop his email
perfect.
down below.
And then I think we owe the viewers an explanation as to why Matt is not here. And I have it.
We do.
Matt
course
currently has pink eye, and he does not want to be on film with both eyes red and pussy. So he has enlisted us. I have short man syndrome, and Dan just has
Has short penis syndrome.
and Dan has what we call horse syndrome, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying that the other syndrome, that was my syndrome. Your short man syndrome, I'm the
Yes. Correct.
syndrome.
And Matt, we wish you well in your recovery, and we hope you don't skip your eye drops. Make sure you set your alarm like girls do with birth control. That's what helped me out last time I had pink eye and gonorrhea and strep throat. So make sure you do the same. All right, Matt. All right.
Wasn't it antibiotic resistant gonorrhea
Yes,
too?
that is true.
I think the doctor used the word
Yes,
aggressive.
He did. He said it's a strand he's never seen before in his life.
Yeah, it's actually named after
I'm
you.
patient zero.
The cause. Oh no, I got the Cosby strand.
I'm patient zero in his portfolio. I actually made him a lot of money, that doctor. But anyways, now that we're 4
good for
minutes
you.
in, feeling good, loose, Dan,
And
take it away with this video and what we're doing today.
well, this channel is called Reese Football. So if you thought we were just gonna talk only about football, you're completely wrong. We have the attention span of a mushy, overcooked carrot. So we're gonna talk about football for 30 seconds, and then we're just gonna talk about whatever
Correct.
pops into our head. So right now we're thinking about football. We're gonna talk about football. Specifically, the wild card round that happened last week. Was there anything that you saw last week that you want to highlight or call out or say?
Yeah, sure. I will talk about the Chargers and Texans game and how people are calling Justin Herbert a social media quarterback. Do you know what that means? Social media quarterback?
Looks good on social media, but when it comes down to it, they suck.
Okay, well, you took it a very literal and actually the correct way. I was thinking, Justin Herbert does not have a social media presence. Everyone's posting Justin Herbert highlights. It's not like he's on Instagram like Joey Burrow, posting thirst traps for all our girlfriends to see, by the way. He's not doing that. Justin Herbert's just out here playing football, and the football analysts are the ones gassing him up. Now, did he throw 4 interceptions? Yes. I don't know how many quarterbacks in the history of NFL have thrown 4 interceptions in a playoff game.
a few of them weren't even his fault. A few of them were deflections. You know, it wasn't like he was out here throwing Tua turn the ball over interceptions where it's just like, can't throw a touchdown to my guys, so I'll throw a touchdown to the other team. Like, some of them were tipped. But yeah, the bottom line is he burned the house down.
And I just looked it up. I Googled most interceptions in a playoff game. And there were 4 unfortunate souls who have thrown 6 interceptions in a playoff game. So there's probably quite a few more who have thrown 4 or more. Brett Favre has thrown 6 interceptions in a playoff game. And believe it or not,
and he's a Hall of Famer.
They lost that game.
Really? Wow, that's like Jared Goff throwing 5 and they somehow still won.
And then also
back when I think it was the
and
Texans.
Trevor Lawrence threw, I want to say 4 or 5 2 years ago, or maybe last year. I think I was in Tampa when that game went on. So
yeah,
they
came back and won that game, right? Or no, that was
no, they came back and won because Justin Herbert got trashed for that game.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's right.
So Justin Herbert, at least his last 2 playoff appearances, I don't think they were back to back because I got to Tampa in 2023, so I could have been watching that game in my apartment here. But I'm not sure. But I digress. We've gone a little off the rails. Most of the games were not interesting at all, is one thing that I will point out. The only game that was good.
The only good one?
The Tampa one.
The Bucks and Commanders.
Yeah, which is unfortunate that the Bucks had to lose that way. Baker Mayfield fumbling. It's a tough fumble to deal with because I don't know whose fault it was. Was it the centers? Was it Mayfield? Or was it McMillan?
Baker.
I can't tell. I'm not a football guy like that. So I don't know who made the mistake, but that mistake cost us the game. And that sucks as a Tampa resident and sort of fan of the Bucks. That was a tough watch.
As a Giants fan and Baker Mayfield fan, seeing the Commanders lose. I wish the Commanders lost. Seeing the Bucks lose and the Commanders win kind of made my piss curdle a little bit, and I did not like that at all.
I can imagine watching the Eagles.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to the divisional.
Sounds good.
So first game. Take it away. We got Chiefs versus Texans.
Houston versus the Chiefs. We saw this game about 6 years ago when Deshaun Watson was a decent human being. Do you remember that game?
I do. I remember when Deshaun Watson bought like Christmas presents and like paid all the bills for the cafeteria staff, and everybody was like, "Wow, Deshaun Watson is such a great human being." It's not. Wasn't he Walter like a Walter Payton nominee too? I really want to.
He had to.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. All the while, swanging and banging.
Well, I don't know if he was swanging and banging. I think he was swanging and laying.
Bro, you see his Achilles? He did that. He did it on purpose.
I didn't. Is there a video out there that shows that he
100%.
tore it? Like how he tore it?
No, he tore it in Miami though.
Oh boy.
So.
Oh no. Oh
yeah,
no. He was probably.
Have you ever heard of 11?
That's what I was just about to say. I think he might have been at 11 watching the Showgirls on the trapezes. What I will say is 11 is a club in Miami that gets a little explicit past midnight and turns into more of a club. For YouTube purposes, you guys can connect the dots. But Deshaun Watson... we're not saying he did. This is all just stories and memes at this point. But
we're not
saying like a hypothetical. He did. Imagine he was at 11 and there was just some baby oil that fell on the floor, and like that's how he tore his Achilles. I mean, it's definitely not possible, but it's happened before. It's happened to my buddy actually, my buddy Jeff. But Dan,
He wasn't a Jewish guy, was he?
No, of course not.
Jeff?
No,
a Jewish last name?
No. That's a good one. It took me a while. I'm sorry. That was good.
I thought that's where you're going with it. Oh, wait, so you actually got a friend Jeff who tore his Achilles on some baby oil?
Yeah, I do. I'll tell you after the video. But I like everyone,
intrigued.
or should I say like 80% of the population, I don't like the Chiefs, but it's mainly because they're dominating the NFL for the past 5 years. You got to recognize greatness when you see it, and Patrick Mahomes, Taylor Swift, and Travis Kelce are what we define as great. Am I right, Daniel?
No, I don't support the Chiefs or the toothy head girls of America.
And toothy, you say toothy because they have veneers because they're rich, right?
Nah, they take a layer of skin off, bro.
Okay, so what you're saying is their teeth are so big and voluptuous and healthy that, they get in the way. That's what you're saying. That's fine. So I'm going to get back on topic here and say that the Chiefs are great. Maybe you don't think they're great, but I do. And they don't look that great this year, even though they only have one loss. That's all I'll say. I do believe the Chiefs are going to win this game. They're favored by 8 points, which is crazy now that I'm thinking about it. But it's in Kansas City. The weather's probably going to be pretty cold. And I just don't think the Houston Texans are ready yet. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah. Honestly, if we had picked this game before we saw how much the Texans dominated the Chargers, because the Chargers are a good team. You can't deny that what the Chargers have been able to do with their talent is pretty cool this year. The Texans had all those injuries, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I picked, so I thought that the Texans were going to be one and done in the playoffs. And I definitely did not expect them to win 32-12 against the Chargers. So it depends on what version of the Texans that we're getting. Because I don't think that the Chiefs are a good team this year. I think that they have had a lot of lucky breaks. And I just don't like the Chiefs in any way, shape, or form. They are great, and I can't deny that. But I'm tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes, Kermit the Frog, whining face on my TV. I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift's 2x4 body on my TV. I'm tired of seeing Travis Kelce, who is kind of washed, but still considered one of the greatest tight ends this season. So I'd like to see the Chiefs get washed out of the playoffs. But at the end of the day, it's the Chiefs. And so I really don't see that happening, unfortunately. So I'm going to go here with the Chiefs. Did I say I was rooting for the Texans?
You said you were rooting for the Texans, but you picked the Chiefs to win. Yes. Yeah. So you hope you're wrong, is what you're saying.
I do hope
I respect it.
For my sanity.
I respect that. And you mentioned Travis Kelce, which is a great segue because has homie looked like he's gained a bit of weight this year?
Bro, he's...
he just...
You see it in the face?
Yeah. I noticed it during, what was it, the Christmas Day game, I think it was? Where I'm like, man, this guy has gotten... he's got a little weight added on to him. I don't know if that's the stress of... being Taylor Swift's boyfriend because she is the breadwinner. And I don't know if he can handle that as a toxic masculine man, But
I don't know never mind.
All I know is he's eating well. And because he's eating well, he's not as fast and he's not as explosive. And Travis Kelce really needs to win another Super Bowl because right now he's been riding the coattails of not only his girlfriend but of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And he needs this win so he can retire and drink wine for the rest of his life. Is he a wine drinker or a beer drinker, do you think?
I don't know. I feel like he's a wine drinker.
Same. I was getting a Cabernet vibe from him.
Yeah, Cabernet, anything. Yeah, and it's only because, I don't know, I feel like out of the two of them, you got Jason, you got Travis. I feel like Jason has all the frat boy energy, so he's beer, but Travis is more he was mama's boy.
Yeah,
and
Travis
so
is what we call the guy who sits in the hotel chair energy, right?
Maybe.
That's the wine that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, just swirling it, saying, Taylor, look at this veining. Meanwhile.
Yep. Or, talking to Taylor Swift about how well she did that night performing on stage.
Oh, baby, you were the best.
You're really a great role model for those 10 to 13-year-old girls in there. Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Your dance moves are incredible.
The way you... never mind. Never mind. We're digressing so quick.
Okay, real quick, because Matt wanted us to, and we do not care about Matt
that's right.
now.
I totally forgot about that.
But he wants us to share his opinion. And you know what I say to that? Screw your opinion, Matt. You can edit yourself and say the games in the teams you want to win. Right, Dan?
No, I feel the same exact way. He doesn't want to show his face, but at least he can, show his voice.
Yeah.
He can just voice call in.
Yep.
And we know, he's probably going to be editing this video, and he's going to put in his little, edits into it. You know, He's going to be like, no, I didn't say that. And it'll just be like a voiceover, kind of like God.
Yeah. But we know who
if he
is.
wanted to... Yeah.
And
yeah, he's a
not that important.
5'4" Brazilian kid.
Exactly. So, Matt, edit this video yourself and put your predictions in here. Okay, we're not going to be your mules.
Screw you guys, just say my pick.
That being said, Matt picked the Chiefs.
Good boy.
Yep, that's true.
I just guessed. Did he?
Yeah, he picked the Chiefs. But we can move on to this next game. I'll let you drive.
Oh, you'll let me drive? Oh,
Yep.
Thank you so much. Fun fact about driving, in Saudi Arabia.
No. No.
All right, so we got Lions versus Commanders.
There we go.
January 18th, prime time, 8 p.m. Lions are playing at home. They're the number 1 seed. Commanders have the Rookie of the Year. That doesn't matter because I don't like that there's 2 NFC East teams in the divisional round of the playoffs. Half of the NFC teams are from the NFC East, which I think is extremely gay because both teams suck.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think after 8 p.m. on January 18th, there's going to be 1 less NFC East team.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick the Lions here. I'm always so wary picking the Lions because Jared Goff is the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life. He'll throw for 90% completion rate, 340 yards, 4 touchdowns, and then the very next game he just takes a giant crap on the field and he just is looking at his hands. He's like, what did these do? And so I'm always waiting for that game because when we get that version of Jared Goff, the game is unwinnable. He is so terrible. So I'm wary against picking the Lions, but I'm going to pick them anyway. I don't think the Commanders are that good. I think that the Buccaneers were the better team. They just things didn't go their way. So, Lions by a landslide.
Okay, I like it. Now, just real quick, humor me, because Jared Goff and the Lions are 15-2. So you said if he has one of those bad games, they lose. And
he hasn't had a bad game besides the Texans game, week 9 or whatever. He hasn't had a bad game this season.
But sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
But from previous seasons,
okay,
we've seen a terrible Jared Goff, and so I can't get that out of my mind. And I'm like, it's coming. He's due.
Okay, got it.
Anyway,
got it.
Speak your truth.
Okay, that's fine. I was just looking at stats per game, and the Texans game they won by a field goal. He had 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. In the one game the 2 games that they lost to the Bucks. Go Bucks. He threw 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. So there you go. Played bad, they lost. But then their other loss this year, he possibly had the best game I've ever seen from a quarterback. Has nearly 500 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, and that's it. No interceptions. I don't know how many times he was sacked, but he has 13 yards rushing too. So that includes the sacked yardage. Jared Goff has had a very good season this season. And honestly, I don't think he's in MVP contention whatsoever. But for him to almost have 5,000 passing yards, I don't know how many other quarterbacks are ahead of him. I think he might be close to the top, I'd assume, right? With those stats? He has to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know Joe Burrow, I think, is number 1, right?
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense that Joe Burrow is up there. But, I mean, that's pretty good season Jared Goff's had. And the only thing that the Detroit Lions have had going wrong for them are the injuries. They've had a lot of injuries on the defensive front and just defense in general. I don't know when that's going to catch up. We know Jaden Daniels is a dual threat quarterback. He's very good on the feet, but he's actually really electric throwing the ball too. He's sort of don't take this the wrong way, but he's sort of a reverse Lamar Jackson when he came into the league. Lamar Jackson had a clear handicap when it came to throwing the ball. Clearly, as a rookie. It was atrocious. That's where all the running back memes came from. Jaden Daniels, his arm talent is miles ahead of Lamar Jackson, but he doesn't have the dynamic running that Lamar has. Now, Jaden Daniels is electric on the feet, but his decision-making on when to run, when he runs, and he gets hit or he has to slide because he made the wrong decision, that's happened quite a bit this year. So if Jaden Daniels can play this game as strategic as he's ever played before, they have a real good shot at winning this game because of the injuries that the Lions have had on the defensive front.
Yeah, something interesting, really quick, that goes along with that. So, brother-in-law is a huge Lions fan.
Yep.
And he was praying that the Bucks lose because the Bucks beat the Lions earlier in the season because the Lions, he says the Lions don't do well with mobile quarterbacks. So I'm not sure if it really clicked in his mind who was more mobile, Jaden Daniels or Baker Mayfield. But now that you're saying all of this, it's kind of the wheels are turning in my head. And I'm like, in a world where Jaden Daniels is able, like you said, to play a nearly perfect game and the Lions can't stop the run, anything is possible. Anyway, continue.
Correct. And I will add on to that, this is at Ford Field. Ford Field is a controlled environment. It's a dome. Weather will not play a role at all in this game. So you have Jaden Daniels in perfect conditions. He's healthy besides a little cut on his face that he got that ESPN decided to highlight 18 times that night, thinking he's an MMA fighter. But who cares? Hopefully he could play this week, honestly, just based on the coverage he got. I think he might be questionable. But if Jaden Daniels, as a rookie, can have a nearly perfect game, that's the only way they beat the Lions. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll play well, but he'll make a couple mistakes, and that will be the difference maker. Give me the Lions in a relatively close game.
All right, I like it. Relatively close game.
Yeah, touchdown or less.
Cool. All right, moving on to the first Sunday game. Another NFC matchup where, guess what? An NFC East team is playing. We got the Eagles versus the Rams. Eagles 2 seed, Rams 4 seed. And who saw the turnaround that the Rams had coming? The way that the Rams were able to turn their season around from being, I think, 1-4 to clinching up the 4 seed in the NFC. Which the NFC is stacked. 1 and 2 have only lost 4 games combined, right? They're both, and then you had the Vikings who were 13 and, no, they won.
They were 14-3.
Yeah, 14-3. So the Rams finished 4th in a stacked NFC this year. So, I honestly don't know who to pick in this one. I think this is probably going to be the closest Actually, the Bills-Ravens game might be the closest. This is going to be a good game. I can't tell left or right who's going to win. I think I'm going to go with the Eagles here. Saquon Barkley is just running over everything with a heartbeat. He had over 100 yards last week. The defense can't stop him. Jalen Hurts can run, can somewhat pass. He's having a down year. A.J. Brown has somehow found Zen and is reading books on the sidelines, so his attitude and, everything isn't really going to be that much of an issue, now that he's found peace in his life. Yeah, so I'm going to pick the Eagles here. I don't know. I think as much as I hate Nick Sirianni, I think he is a good coach. So just based on coaching, I'm going to pick the Eagles here. That's no slight to the Rams. The Rams are one of the top teams in the NFC, and I think if I'm going to be wrong about a game this week, I'm definitely going to be wrong about this one because I could see either one taking the win.
Yeah. No, I like that. I'm going to get a little deep here just because I feel like it's fitting. But you have two different sides. I know. You have two very different sides of the coin with these two teams. You have a team that is backed by all of America right now with the wildfires happening in LA. And I do believe that, it was destined for the Rams to win that game on Monday. I do not think the Rams were ever going to lose that game with what's going on right now in LA. And you have a team that is relatively the most hated team in America. Besides the Cowboys, nobody likes Philadelphia Eagle fans. It's the truth. I'm not saying anything crazy here, I don't think. And I'm pretty sure you saw this too, Dan, but that one fan at the game last week who was absolutely just trashing the one girl in front of him. The Eagles fan trashing the Packers fan.
Yeah.
And then
Bro,
the Packers,
people from Philly just suck.
It's just I hated the fact that the Eagles PR team was like, this is an outlier. This will never happen again. We're going to make a statement out of this guy. But it happens all the time outside of their stadium.
Dude, your team won the Super Bowl and you guys started burning cars in the street. Get out of here, dude.
The fan base, the Eagles fans are atrocious, honestly. I think they need reforming in a lot of ways. Like, this is just, it's not good for the game, obviously. I mean, Bills Mafia, I make fun of Bills Mafia a lot, but their fans are actually fairly cool. It's just in the game, in the stadium, they can be assholes. But they're not assholes towards people. They're assholes in a fair way, where they try to get in the other team's head. I know they throw snowballs at people. That they kind of shut that down this year. I haven't seen it at all, especially that one game that was snowing. I think the Bills fans have reformed a bit, but the Philadelphia, something needs to change, and I think this is the game where change is made. I think the Rams, America's sweetheart, beat Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia, and karma is reset and back to its old ways. Give me the Rams, just because I feel like it.
I love that pick, and I hope that you're right. I will take the L with a smile to see the Rams beat the Eagles. To see Nick Sirianni upset makes my day.
No, I do think God works in mysterious ways, and this is going to be one of those ways. I think this will be a 30 for 30 one day. It just has it in the air. I'm feeling it. Yeah. Now, if the Rams get blown out by 45, I'm going to look like an idiot. But I believe there's something in the air.
I don't think Jalen Hurts is a good enough quarterback to blow anybody out by any margin.
I believe there's something in the air. Just this whole month, there's something going on with LA, and this Rams team obviously is right now in the forefront of the playoffs. I think they're destined to make a run, and this will be great. This will be a great story. So I'm rooting for them.
Imagine a Lions-Rams NFC championship.
It'd be a week 1 rematch.
Hell yeah, that'd be great. All right, I love that pick. I hope you're right. Let's move on to the game that probably is going to shape up to be the best game of the week. Maybe even the entire year, maybe even the decade. You never know.
Oh my God.
We're sitting at the odds set at -1. Baltimore -1. We got the Bills versus Ravens. This is a juicy matchup. I'm just imagining just a fat freaking 16-ounce steak on my plate. That's how juicy this matchup is, right? We got Josh Allen, who is throwing down an MVP level season. Lamar Jackson, who's throwing down an MVP level season. Bills 2 seed, Ravens 3 seed. I don't know. I'm going to preface everything that I'm about to say by knocking on some wood. Because I have somebody that I'm rooting for, and I'm going to hype up that team. I don't want to jinx them. So ever since Josh Allen announced his engagement to Haley Steinfeld, he's been obviously getting it because his play has been out of this world. If you look at his splits, before he got engaged, yeah, he was having a great season. Yeah. After he got engaged, it was like post-nut clarity on 1,000.
Boy.
He has X-ray vision now. I am convinced.
God.
But wouldn't you? Let's look at the NFL royalty, right? Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, royalty. Brittany Mahomes, royalty. Kelsey, royalty. Taylor Swift, royalty.
Yeah.
But then you have actually America's royalty. If America is going to pick a power couple that they actually like, they're going to pick Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld. Why? Because they're not annoying yet. So, yeah. None of that has to do with football, pretty much. The Bills have had to fight through quite a few injuries. They had a few big-name departures this year. And so I don't think anybody really expected the Bills to play to the level that they did. But the Bills have gone above expectation and turned their season into the number 2 seed behind the Chiefs, who they beat. So Bills are a good team. On the other side of the ball, we have a Ravens team that possibly is the best Ravens team that we have ever seen. Lamar Jackson is the clear-cut, all-around best quarterback in the league. Derrick Henry is I think 36 years old and still running the ball like he's in college.
I don't even think he's 30, dude.
I think he's 29 or something.
Oh, he's 31.
I know for running back standards, he's about to get taken behind the woodshed and okay, buddy.
Old Yellard.
Old Yellard.
He's 31. So sorry.
31. Yeah, dude, that's old.
Yeah.
So I think this is gonna be such an offensive powerhouse game. Ultimately, I think the Bills have found ways to win. The Bills are playing at home, and if you've seen the weather for this weekend, it's gonna be very upstate New York weather. It's gonna be cold, windy, maybe a little bit of snow. So we might see some snowballs being thrown. So I'm gonna take the Bills.
All right, snowballs are their superpower, right? It has to be.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen them lose a game when they've thrown a snowball at the end zone. But, so you're going with who? Sorry, I missed it. The Bills?
I'm going to go with the Bills here. Yeah,
okay.
Taking the upset.
Okay. Yeah, the upset. It's a 1-point upset. Wow. Easy with your hot takes over there. Easy. No, my Super Bowl prediction is still up in the air. I have the Ravens and Lions, and I'm not changing it now. I'm going with the Ravens. That's going to be my pick. But let's talk about this game a bit. As you so beautifully put it, Josh Allen is an engaged man to Haley Steinfeld. And Haley Steinfeld is, dude, out of all the quarterback spouses and or girlfriends, she's got to be top 5, right?
5, for sure.
Okay.
I would argue. I mean, who? Brittany Mahomes, respectfully, no. Who else?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm blindly stating this.
Okay.
That
The
she's
girl
gotta
who was
be-
staying at Joe Burrow's house when his house got robbed was kind of hot.
Livy Dunn. Yeah, or not Livy Dunn. I always do that. Shit. Olivia Ponton or something like that is her name.
Yeah.
I always mess that up. I don't know why, but I just say Livy Dunn because they both went to LSU. But
yeah, both went to LSU, both white, both blonde hair.
Yeah,
You can't
true.
tell them apart in a crowd.
True. But what I will say is, even though Josh Allen has the superpower of Haley Steinfeld behind him, maybe. If we go at this,
Behind
I think,
every strong man is a stronger woman.
I think the winner of this game should get the MVP, quarterback wise. I think it has to be that way. I think these two players have had amazing seasons. You add up Josh Allen's rushing touchdowns, he's got to be close to 40 as well. I don't think Lamar Jackson has many rushing touchdowns himself. I think he's pushing 50 total. But Josh Allen has to have at least 13 to 14 rushing touchdowns the way he runs. So I'd say touchdowns-wise, they're around equal. Passing yards, Lamar Jackson actually has more passing yards than Josh Allen, which if you would have said that 5 years ago, I don't think anyone would have believed you.
No, not even a little bit.
No. And I believe the game last year in Baltimore was cold as hell, probably in the 20s. So I think they're ready for the weather. It's 34 right now in Baltimore. So I think they're ready for the 20-degree weather. This is a terrible matchup for the Bills. Horrible. Because the Baltimore Ravens know how to play in the cold. They've done it before. Baltimore gets really windy as well. And if this game comes down to a running game, you got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry versus Josh Allen and James Cook. I like my odds with the Ravens in that tandem. Give me the Baltimore Ravens by... It's going to be a close game. Let's say 4. Tony Romo is going to be glazing all over Josh Allen. And let's see what he does with Lamar Jackson. I don't know how he commentates with Lamar Jackson, but they have two very similar games.
I don't know, Jim.
Honestly, you know? But yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens by 4. And fly, Ravens, fly?
Yeah. Yeah, let's take it from the Eagles. Screw the Eagles. It's not fly, Eagles, fly anymore. It's fry, Eagles, fry.
Whoa.
And it's fly, Ravens. Yeah, they're Asian now.
Okay, all right. All right. We're doing so well.
We were not. It started out horrible. We did not lose it just now. It has been lost.
All right, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Oh, man.
Take
All
us
right,
away,
so
Daniel.
He's picking the Ravens. So that's it. 4 games this week, 2 next week. We have a crystal ball, and we perfectly predicted every single game. And we're both going to be great, even though we picked opposite teams sometimes.
Yep.
Don't question it. We're going to be right.
Correct.
So that concludes this video today. Make sure to tune in to Instagram Reels. We post Reels sometimes. They're pretty funny. My mom thinks so. Rhett's mom thinks so.
Yep.
Matt's mom.
Yep.
I was
Thank you.
going to say something.
Nope. Don't do it.
I was just gonna say my mom likes them, Rhett's mom likes them, Matt's mom. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you next week for the championship weekend. Sign us off, Rhett.
Yes, as Dan eloquently put, see you. I'll probably see you in 6 months when college football gets back up and ramping. But, Matt and Dan are going to carry this channel as best as they can. You don't need me here. Matt and Dan, great
We
team. and they are going to bolster this channel to notoriety. I am just here spectating, and I join on videos whenever I want, really. But Matt wanted us to do this because obviously he is no condition to be in front of a camera right now, and that's why we're here. So thanks again, Matt, for allowing us to do this. I hope we did well. You'll tell us in your edits. But God bless everybody.